Come on.
Hey, Facebook land, it's John Pinto. Yes, 2 Facebook Lives in one day. I was across the street with Chef Q at the Blue Note, and I decided to get some lunch at Jack's. And then I looked at Starbucks with all the very anxious people vying for the couches. And I decided to come see Andrew Curry, who's out of frame right now in Vermeil Winery. It was very nice. There was nobody in here. And we have just upgraded from Andrew Curry to Don Mort. How you doing, Don?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
Very good, very good. So thanks for telling us a little bit about Vermeil Wines. What do I know? Dick Vermeil was the Eagles coach in 1980 in the Super Bowl, and I think he was the Rams coach for a Super Bowl champion.
Very true. Actually, his college career started. He started through down San Jose, Stanford, and ended up at UCLA.
Go Spartans.
Go Spartans.
San Jose State.
And he ended up at UCLA, won the Rose Bowl in 76 Rose Bowl against Ohio State. Upset win. And,
damn those Buckeyes.
Yeah, and he after that he was hired by the Philadelphia Eagles. So he started his career in Philadelphia, 76, 77. One of his claim to fame, some people may have seen the movie Invincible. He was the one that found Vince Papale during that movie because one of his claim to fame was the first open tryouts. We got to Philadelphia. Philadelphia wasn't very good, so he said, I'm going to have open tryouts. Anybody want to come to the football team and try out? They tried out, and that's how they found Vince.
Very good. So how did he make his nexus into the wine game?
A lot of people don't realize he's from Napa County. Grew up here in Calistoga. Result of his great-grandfather, great-grandmother immigrated here from France, Italy, late 1800s. Met each other. Moved up to Calistoga, bought property. They started thinking, wow, we could, do the same farming, mills, the lifestyle that we had in France and Italy. So they started planting grapes, started having the big Italian family mills and so forth. Coach grew up on the property. So as a young boy, he was around wine itself, helping plant, helping harvest. Not a family mill went by that he wasn't, in fact, tasting wines, asking his opinion. So he grew a passion for wine early on. And has always had a passion for the wine business, for Napa Valley and the great wines that we do produce. When he did go out into the football success and so forth, he shared that passion and knowledge with all of his great football players and kept on talking about the great Napa wines, shared it. His dream was to always open his own winery. So in 1999, after his kind of tail end of his football coaching success, he produced his first bottle of wine, the John Louis Vermeil Cabernet Sauvignon.
20 years ago.
20 years ago. So been in business about 20 years. This is actually a bottle of John Louis Vermeil. It's what it looked like. We have 99 in the other room, but this was the first initial label.
Nice. Hi, David from Los Angeles. Hi, Scott Williams. We have Scott Williams here. He has CSI paints.
Oh, okay.
So if you need to paint the place, just call Scott. Scott, come on down here with your swatches of colors.
Absolutely.
Very good. So tell us about this room that you have here. This is a great room.
Tasting room's been open about 6 years. We did have one up in Calistoga. Right now, this is the current tasting room we have. All of our property is up in Calistoga, where the grapes are coming from. So the goal, I wasn't here then, the goal was to open a downtown tasting room to give more exposure to Vermeil wines. Let other people really realize all the great, fantastic wines that we do make. I love every one of our wines. Top notch, in my opinion.
Are they all Calistoga appellation?
Everything is coming out of the family property many years ago from the property that Coach's great-grandfather bought on, or straight across the street to the Vici Vineyards, where Coach's babysitter was and played on as a young kid. Other than our Chardonnay. Our Chardonnay does come off the Russian River because we wanted a second white wine. Can't grow Chardonnay grapes up in Calistoga. The weather, the climate, and so forth is not conducive.
Too damn hot.
So small, exactly. So small lot productions. We make about 2,500, 3,000 cases a year. Wine sold here at the tasting room, internet, or through our wine club. We have a great wine club if people are interested in that. And so he believes in quality, not quantity. So it's not a matter of just going out and buying grapes to make wine. He wants the family, the legacy, and about the wine, what he grew up with.
So I'm going to imagine in Calistoga, where it's a little bit on the warm side, You guys primarily are doing Cabernet Sauvignon?
Cabernet Sauvignon, we do have some Zinfandel up there. We do a Sauv Blanc out of there. We're one of the few wineries in the valley that have a Charbonneau. There's 12 acres of,
I tasted some of that. I love it.
So we have just 11 and a half, just under 12 acres of Charbonneau grapes up in Calistoga itself. There's only 80 acres of Charbonneau left in California, so we're very fortunate to have that on the property. But that's so mostly Cabs, Cab Franc, Zinfandels. We make about 9 to 11 different wines annually.
Very good. So let's start with your flagship. I'm going to assume your flagship is a Cab?
Cab is what we're known for. It's our signature series wine tasting, and we currently have 3 different Cabs on there. The current release is 2016. We do a John Louis Vermeil, which is 76% Cabernet Sauvignon, 24% Cab Franc. Then we have 2 100% Cabernet Sauvignons, our Pickett Road block and our Rosedale block, all coming off the same property, different areas of the property. So part of it gets a little bit more sun exposure, a little bit different soil, which make distinct different flavors in those 2 grapes.
Is there a difference in the altitude of those vineyards?
No. There ain't no altitude difference. It's just where the sun exposure comes and a little bit different terroir that creates the subtle differences between the 2. All 3 are fantastic. We just recently received, excuse me 1 second there, I don't know why that did that. It's weird.
That's okay, it happens.
Yeah.
This is like live TV. It's like Milton Berle and Sid Caesar.
So where I was going with that, all of them are 2016s. We're recently rated our John Louis Vermeil at 93 points, our Pickett Road 94 points, and our Rosedale 96 points. So we're very pleased with that. I've heard from Coach himself last fall, the 17s are supposed to be even better. I'm looking forward to those coming out in the springtime. And so we're quite pleased with our Cabernet Sauvignon grapes.
Tell us about the wine club that you have.
We have a great wine club. So we have 4 actually different options. We have a 3-bottle club, we have a 6-bottle club, and we have a 12-bottle club. Those are our main 3, but we also have what's called our signature series. Since we're just talking about our Cabs and our signature series, we do once a year the new releases of all 3 of the signature series. 4 bottles of the John Louis, 4 bottles of the Pickett Road, 4 bottles of the Rosedale. So that actually is the ultimate club, especially if you like Cabs. One time a year, get 20% discount, 20% off merchandise, food, 20% off our free tastings when you're in the wine, when you come in to see us, and that's an ultimate deal. So one time a year, 12 bottles, about $100 a month is what it equates out to, a little bit under of some fantastic wines. I'll match our Cabs up with anybody.
Oh.
We also have 3 other clubs, our 3-bottle, which is 3 bottles 3 times a year, September, February, and May. 6-bottle 3 times a year, September, February, and May, or 12-bottle. Those get you 15% discount, free tastings as well. On the 6 and 12 bottles, you're able to customize and you choose what 6 bottles you want, what 12 bottles you want. On the 3-bottle club, we do choose what 3 bottles you're getting.
Don, enlighten me on your Mac Daddy Club. What do you call your Mac Daddy Club?
Mac Daddy?
The Mac Daddy, yeah, the I'm All In Club.
The All In? Millennium. I mean, I think the All In would be the signature series.
The signature series.
Absolutely.
And being a bon vivant man around town, I like to drop into the wineries and do tastings. So what kind of benefits are there other than the 20% discount on the Mac Daddy membership?
We will do events throughout the year. For example, last year Coach did a dinner next door to Alleluia, and I think it was about 50 people there if I remember correctly. So as a club member, you would get a discount price to that. We do have and once a year, every September, we have kind of our fall release appreciation for our wine club members. You get invites to that. So those are the special things that we kind of do.
And how about just drop-in tastings?
Free tastings when you drop in.
For how many?
It's up to 8 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good. How often? We might be addressing local. See, if we're addressing locals, you might see them a lot more often.
I'll get to locals in a minute because we do have a special deal for locals as well. But the bottom line, we don't count. And
flexible.
The one thing that's really good, I don't see people coming in every night of the week, 7 days a week, all year long.
No.
But, we have some wine club members that live out of state that come in. When they're here for a week, they'll come in a couple different times. We're not going to tell them.
Okay.
No. Absolutely not.
Do you have any members that are local and regulars, and
Oh,
you
absolutely.
see them once a week?
Oh, yeah. Nah, I wouldn't say once a week. Usually once a month.
Once a month?
The bottom line is, and when they do come in, they're tasting, they're getting the new releases, they're buying wines, and that's what it's all about. We just don't put restrictions on it.
Well, that's
I'm very lousy at math too, so sometimes I lose track. I don't count.
I get that. I understand that. I understand that. So give us a rundown on your lineup. I know you have a variety of cabs. You got some Zins.
Yeah.
I saw you pouring some Sauvignon Blanc. Can you give us a little summary of the lineup?
So let me go back to one other thing before
Yeah,
I get on
please.
that point, because we talked about locals. When I said I get to that, I don't want
Yeah.
to lose that.
Yes.
We do have locals for Napa residents. We're not a part of Napa Neighbors. A lot of people are familiar with Napa Neighbors. We offer different discounts. We have our own special 15% off anytime you're in here for wines or tasting. So 15% if you just show me your Napa address, willing to give me an email, willing to come in and be put in our system. We welcome Napa residents down here. We'd love to have them come in.
Lovely. Bring your driver's licenses.
Bring your driver's license or proof of Napa residency, and we'll take care of you. Absolutely.
Fair.
So our wine lineup, we have 2 white wines that I talked about. We produce the Sauvignon Blanc, personally my favorite white wine. I'm more of a red wine drinker, but the Sauv Blanc is really outstanding. Good Christmas, nice freshness to it. To me, it's better than a cold beer working in the yard on a summer day. It doesn't bloat me, and I'm not running to the bathroom, and it really refreshes me. I can put down a bottle quicker than you can.
Nice and citrusy.
Nice and citrusy. I get a little bit of peach, kind of apricot stone fruit flavors on the bouquet, a little bit of melon on the back end of it.
So a little bit more floral than tart.
Yes.
Not real grapefruity.
No, I would not describe our as a big, strong grapefruit.
Yeah.
We have a Chardonnay. Our Chardonnay, as I said, is the only grape coming out of Napa Valley. It comes off of Dutton Ranch, a well-known popular area on the Russian River in Sonoma County. It is what makes our Chardonnay really great is that we only use 60% neutral oak, 40% new French oak. So we have just a little bit of oakiness, but I wouldn't describe it that big oak like you're sitting drinking a bowl of lumber.
I understand that.
Which I think a lot of Chards are coming back that way. Really nice blend. We get a lot of people that come in and say, hey, don't pour me the Chardonnay. I'm not a Chardonnay drinker. And I'll say, you got to try it. You're in a tasting room. You can always dump if you don't like it. Why would you not try it? And I get people that get really surprised. I wouldn't refer to that as a Chardonnay. And I get people buying it. And they say, well, you don't buy Chardonnay.
So more acidic, less buttery?
Yes.
Kind of in between.
Got a little bit of subtle creaminess, but not over, right.
So pairing it with seared scallops or something like that?
Be fantastic. Did you bring me some for dinner?
Cooking later.
And then our next one's the Charbonneau, which you talked about. It's an unusual grape. It came over from France about 100 years ago. As I said earlier, 80 acres of it left in California. We have 12 or just under 12 up at Calistoga. I describe it as kind of a lighter Zin, Primavato, Tempranillo type of a red wine. Without that jamminess, without the pepper.
I like it. I think it's got, believe it or not, I got an unusual palate. I like a little bit more of a barnyard element.
Yeah.
And it's got a little bit of that. I like that.
That's a little bit of the, I describe it to folks as a little bit of black cherry, a little bit of crushed brick in it with a subtle hints of lavender at the back end.
Yeah, I like that wine. It's very unique.
It's a very unique wine. A lot of people really enjoy it. It's been very refreshing. I never drank one until I started working here.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was around. So then we move into our Zinfandel. As we said earlier, our Zinfandel is our next one going down the line. Typical good Zin. Our 17 is a little bit on the lighter side because the Zins can run the A to Z, really light, mellow, all the way to really bold, strong. I kind of put this in the middle. Good fruit forward. I get
Not too much pepper.
Subtle hints of spiciness on there. There is some there, but it's not. Now, if you look at our library Zins, I think you get a little bit more of the pepper, a little bit more of the bigger, bolder. We have a couple library Zins right now. We got some 11s and 12s that are really, really outstanding as well.
Can you enlighten me on what the price delta is between the current vintage and the library?
Our current vintage is 54 a bottle, 56 a bottle. I have to double check it real quick. 56 a bottle, and our library is 60 a bottle. So it's $4.
So it's a minor delta.
It's a minor little price point difference.
Yes.
Absolutely. And then I'd probably move into our 34. Our 34 is in honor of Coach's Super Bowl win with the St. Louis Rams. greatest show on turf back in 2000 when they beat the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, was that with Warner?
That was with Warner,
Quarterback?
Isaac Bruce, absolutely. So Coach developed the 34, blended 3 different grapes. Just like a great football team that brings a bunch of talents together to make a great team, 3 grapes coming together to make a great wine. So it's called the 34 in honor of that 34 Super Bowl win. 39% Cabernet Sauvignon, 33% Petit Syrah, 28% Cab Franc. So it's going to have a lot of distinct flavors of the plum, black, kind of a little bit of blackberry I get out of it on the Cab Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon. A little bit subtle on the tannins, probably one of our driest wines. Just a great, really nice red blend. Then we move into our, the next one is our Cab Franc. 100% Cabernet, more bolder, a little bit more drier. I don't get as much fruit forward on the Cab Franc as I get on our Cabernet Sauvignons. And then we go into our Cab Sauves that I told you about already, our John Louis Vermeil, our Pickett Road, our Rosedale, all throughout Fanning. Our winemaker, Andy Jones, does a great job, works closely with Thomas Rivers Brown as our consulting winemaker. We're very happy to have on their team. And Thomas is known for his expertise in Cabernet Sauvignon grapes here in Napa Valley.
Very good.
Then the only last thing we do have is currently we do have a dessert wine, 100% Madeira grape, similar to a port, but it is not a port because it's not fortified with brandy, and because it's just straight wine, but it'll have all those distinctive flavors like a good port after dinner drink.
Is it more like a Madeira, a little bit more nutty, less sweet?
It is all Madeira grape, so it's going to be a little bit, no, it's going to be sweet. It's got a lot of sweetness into it. It's got a lot of alcohol because it's late harvest, so you're looking at about 19% alcohol on that.
That sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
I am a big Madeira fan.
Yeah, you'll have to try some before you leave.
Yeah. And if you could enlighten us on how you meld, how you sync up the fine wines and the sports scene. I notice you have several TVs in here.
You know, it's a, you know, because of Coach, because of his history, because of his past, people know him for his sports success. So I don't think we can lose that. I think it's a part of what he's about. It's a part of his history. So people come in here from Philadelphia, from Kansas City, from St. Louis, from Jersey that have actually seen Coach or heard about Coach. He talks about our wines on his radio show in Philadelphia every week. And so they come looking for that. So I think if you would have come in, and my understanding, if you would have come in about 4 or 5 years ago, you would have seen a lot more sports memorabilia. It was all about sports. You know, but at the same time, we want to be known for the wines, and Coach wants to be known for the wines. It's like, as I said, his motto is wine, legacy, family. Those are the 3 things that meld together that he's about, and that's what his passion is right now.
This is a lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, I like it a lot more than port.
Well, again, a lot. Like I say, that's as close as we get, but it's a lot of similarities to it. So I think we can't forget about Coach's past, but I think that the story is what really makes us intriguing. Where he's from, what he's about, how he got involved here. So we got to have that. You come in here, you'll see pictures of his great-grandfather, his great-grandmother holding his oldest child. You'll see pictures of our vineyard. You'll see him his UCLA days. You'll see his dad. Because again, those are the keys: family, wine, legacy, and that's what it's about.
Very good, very good. So I assume that when there are major sporting events available, you do have the TVs going with people dropping in?
Absolutely. We'll have the games going for Super Bowl Sunday. I haven't heard all the details yet, but I know we'll be doing some things special for Super Bowl. Anytime the baseball's on, I'm a big baseball fan as well. I always got baseball on when I'm working on the nights.
So we'll have the Giants and the A's upcoming, huh?
We'll have the Giants and A's coming, the World Series basketball. You know, absolutely. And at least the nights I work, I try to, if the guest wants to watch something else, I'll give you an example. The other night, I had a young lady come in. She had a couple of young kids. Her husband had to go back to Brentwood to get something, so she was just looking for a place to hang out. Nobody else was here. We had Disney on the channel for the kids while they were here.
Oh, okay.
And so, I mean, I try to accommodate the guest. All of us will accommodate the guests what we can.
So we'll have Stanley Cup, March Madness.
Absolutely. Now, I wouldn't put Disney on the Super Bowls on, then I'd have to override that one. But
very good. What do we do when Boston Patriots fans come in here? Do we treat them any differently, or
we treat everybody exactly?
We treat even Boston Patriots fans. We treat nicely.
I joke. I'll joke with the fans. I mean, you know, we have. I think I have a good camaraderie talking to people. I love to talk. If you haven't figured that out as well, and we'll talk. I mean, what I love about not just here, but being in the wine business, is the opportunity to meet the guests, to hear their stories, where they're from, their travels. I love to travel. I love good food. I love being a concierge for, let me help you get wherever you want to go in Napa Valley. What restaurants I can help you with. Where, hey, you're from Milwaukee. I'm going there next month. Tell me about Milwaukee. Where do I want to go? I tease them. I'll tease different sports fans, but it's all in fun and jest to make them a quality experience. I want people to enjoy coming here. I want people to have a quality time. I want people to have some great, fantastic wines and share their friends and tell their friends what we're about and what we do down here.
Well, that sounds good. So everybody is not familiar with where you're located. So where are you located?
We're right on First Street at 1018 1018 First Street, about half a block down from Main Street here in downtown Napa. We're right next to Restaurante Alegria. Can't miss us. We're open 7 days a week, 11 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. Friday and Saturday nights we're open till 11.
Okay, and is it advantageous for people to let you know they're coming, or can they just drop in?
During the busy season, we'll always accommodate dropping in. I've never had to tell somebody we're too full. But if you do have a group coming in and everything else, please give us a call so that we can make arrangements, make sure we have a comfortable place for you, get you a nice seat where you want to sit and make arrangements. But no, we take in drop-ins, we take in appointments, we'll do it all.
Very good. So Facebook fans out there, my new best friend, Don Mort, and out of frame is Andrew Curry. Yes, he's the Curry that had no jump shot. So the next time you're downtown Napa, feel free to stop by and talk to Don and Andrew, and talk to you next time.
Been a pleasure.